How awful.
It's moosh for sure.
Ew.
Okay, don't ew my wine.
Oh, there's a moosh hair in your wine.
Don't yuck my yum.
Oh, hi, welcome to How Long.
Oh, there's more. Okay, I maybe need a new glass.
Beef keeps finding moosh surprises in her glass of
I've
wine.
just been drinking this. Or maybe it's the same hair. Here we go.
Off you go. Into the great unknown.
Into the great wide open. Oh, man. Remember when we were going to go to Tom Petty? And then we were like, not this time. We'll get him next time. But then he died 2 weeks after that show.
No, I blacked that out.
Learned our lesson.
Yeah.
Lesson is if they're old, go to their concert.
Do it. He wasn't even that old. That's the worst part.
I know, but if they're legend status, honestly, just go to the concert, guys.
Yeah,
young,
just go
old,
see
whatever.
it.
You never know what could happen.
Go to the show.
You never know what could happen.
You won't regrets. Oh,
they're fighting.
There's a hissing attack.
They're fighting on your trunk. Assistance! Disperse!
Oh, anyway, hi, who are you?
I'm B.
I'm Tanya Lee.
And this is cat hair wine.
So, at work today, my boss / my office mate, we share an office, that's what I mean.
Yeah, / one of your besties.
She had to take a FaceTime call.
Mm-hmm.
And she was like, I'll just go into the other room. I was like, no, it's fine. Stay in here. I'll go into a different room until you're done. Just text me when you're done. I'll go hang out with Joey, who you've all met on the podcast before.
Joseph.
So I went into Joseph's office to hang out with him. And he started playing music for me so I could dance.
Oh, he knows his audience.
And so I danced.
Nice.
Until Megan was ready for me to come back. And I said, isn't it fun babysitting me?
That's exactly what it is.
And he said, I'm a great babysitter. And I said, I'm sure you are.
He is a great babysitter.
Because you've entertained me by playing me music and letting me dance for 30 minutes. He didn't give me snacks, though.
Oh, then he wasn't that great of a babysitter.
No, I think he should have brought me... Joey, if you're listening, why didn't you bring me snacks?
Where are the snacks?
Ugh.
Lord.
Guys, we got an email.
We did get an email.
It's so exciting. An email.
We've got mail.
So we got an email from...
Lizzie and Sophie. If you recall, we harassed them.
Yeah.
To tell us their tales.
And it's so worked.
It's so worked.
They are Patreon friends, so
yes.
Thank you for that. So
they were yelled at. Well, I'm sorry.
There's a couple stories. So do you want me?
At whomst? I don't know. Yeah, you can go first. You can do She gave us a main lore tale.
Yes.
And she gave personal experiences.
Yeah. So I'll read the first tale that was sent to us called. And I have not read this previously. B said she skimmed it.
I skimmed it and
said it was really interesting.
Worth it.
So I have not read this yet. I kind of saved it on purpose because I wanted to be surprised as I read it. So this is the cursed tomb of Colonel Buck.
There's bubbles in the bottom of my glass and I don't know.
You're just having a fun time. Why don't you rinse that out?
I just don't think that's the glass for me tonight.
Yeah. Pause for
wine wasting.
Hi, Mush. What are you thinking about? Can I boop you? Is that an HR issue? Booping? Should we ask HR? Izzy?
She's HR?
Yeah, I forgot to tell you I promoted her.
Oh, God, she did not deserve that. That's for
What do
sure.
you mean? She's the best assistant in the whole wide world.
She's a pretty bad assistant, actually.
No, well, you know what? Know her strengths, know her weaknesses. Yes, I would like more. And her strengths are HR. Wow. Okay, so anyway, the cursed tomb of Colonel Buck.
Colonel?
I'm saying cursed instead of cursed because it's more flowery.
Have you seen that old lady who can't really pronounce things? Her name's Lily Hayes, and she calls Colonel Sanders Colonel something. Colonel Sandwich.
Oh,
Sandwich.
She's cute.
That's what she. So Colonel.
Anyway, Colonel Sandwich Buck.
Got it.
So I'm gonna read this and pretend like I'm Lizzie and Sophie because it's in the first person.
Do it.
I'm not the first person, but I'm just gonna read it. So pretend I'm them. Hello. They don't say that. I just said that. I don't remember how old I was when my mom first told me the story of the cursed tomb.
The cursed tomb.
I like the way this starts. But I remember that I was instantly hooked by it. Random side note, I give full credit to my mom for being the reason why I love anything spooky, paranormal, true crime, awful, etc. Same. We were headed back home from visiting her sisters in the down east part of Maine when she pointed out this big tombstone as she pulled the car into the little parking lot that is beside the cemetery it's in. There are various versions of the story of Colonel Buck's tomb. Some are accurate, some are clearly woven for a good lore tale. This is the version of the story that my mom told me, and I've told my sister. Colonel Jonathan Buck was a well-known figure in the town of Bucksport in the mid-late 1700s, which he was the founder of. Fun fact. I love fun facts.
Fun facts are fun.
It's said that Bucksport was the town that, I like it called Bucksport.
Bucksport.
Was the town that inspired Collinsport, the town from the TV show Dark Shadows.
Oh.
Dope. I don't watch it, but I've heard it's great.
The TV show, not the movie. Sorry, Tim Burton.
Sorry. On top of being a founder, it's said that he also had the title of mayor and justice of the peace. Jeez, he's a busy guy.
Busy
Colonel. So Mr. Colonel Buck, he was married with children, but that didn't stop him from engaging in an illicit affair. Immediately started singing Taylor Swift when I typed that.
Illicit affairs.
So we like all the same things.
Clandestine meetings and longing stares.
We like all the same things they like, it seems.
They brought up Taylor Swift, or you did?
They did.
I thought you said.
No.
I immediately started singing Taylor Swift when I said that.
No, I'm reading. Immediately started singing T Swift when I typed that. LOL.
T Swift.
AKA laugh out loud.
Who's excited for Taylor Swift to turn the Grammys into her own personal concert?
Me.
Me.
With a woman who wasn't. Oh, so he started engaging in an illicit affair. Taylor Swift. With a woman who wasn't of his social status.
Oh, she was below him.
A woman. Maybe she was higher than him. Calm down.
Oh, sorry.
Never mind. A woman who was speculated around town to be a witch.
Oh.
Just kidding. I like that she calls her mom her mum. M-U-M.
I know, but she also says mom later. Which is it?
Oh,
Mum
I think it's
or
mom, but it's really cute.
Mom.
I asked my mom if the lady had a name, and she didn't know. To be honest, I don't think I've ever seen a name for her. I appreciate that you asked what her name was, because I think that's important to know.
Yeah.
Go you, Lizzie or Sophie.
Lizzie or Sophie. You did not specify whether this was Lizzie or Sophie.
Well, it's the both
author.
of them. So good job, both of you. It's from the email is Elizabeth, so
Snaps.
I'm guessing it's Lizzie.
So it's Lizzie.
We're gonna roll with it.
All right. Roll with it. That's what you're gonna do. Roll with it. Ooh, yeah.
What a good song. Okay, I don't know if anybody knows.
No one knows. That is a deep cut on a German export Backstreet Boys album.
Anyway.
All right.
So, oh God, we're never going to get to our stories.
No.
As the affair continued, the woman found herself in love with the colonel. However, the feelings weren't mutual, and when the woman found out that Buck didn't reciprocate her feelings...
What the buck?
She threatened to disclose the affair to his wife. There's a version of this story that says that the woman had become pregnant or had had a child with the colonel, and that he refused to acknowledge it. Anyways, not liking the idea of the woman exposing their affair and tarnishing his reputation, Colonel Buck jumped on the bandwagon that speculated that the woman was a witch, and claimed that she'd cast a spell over him, bewitching him. Using his white male privilege and his position
Not yang to white male privilege, yang to calling it out.
Yes. Using his white male privilege and his position as founder, mayor, justice of the peace. Justice of the peace. That one just cracks me up. Colonel Buck had the woman tried as a witch and sentenced to death by burning at the stake.
Yuck.
Of course, there is no record of anything like this ever happening. Of course. While she was burning at the stake, it said that she put a curse on the colonel. Good girl. She told him that he would die soon. He died in 1795.
Did she say, twist the bones and bend the back?
I kind of wish she did. And she also told him when he was buried, on his grave, there would be an imprint of her foot and that it would remain there always. Oh, God. As a reminder that he had condemned, oh, my God. I just looked at the picture. Oh, my God. And that he would be condemned that, oh, my God.
Oh, my God.
Sorry. That it would remain there always as a reminder that he had condemned an innocent woman to death. Years after, foot sock leg appeared.
Foot sock leg. It is. I was going to say it looks like a foot sock leg.
Yes. Foot sock leg appeared on the front of the stone.
Her stories are better than ours.
Yeah, really. People tried to wash it away, but it never went away. The stone has even been replaced, but the image reappears. Holy shit.
I got chilies.
I included a picture that I took.
Yeah.
That she took. Of the headstone on one of my trips down there.
Oh, we posting that.
Yeah, we have to get permission. I'll ask her.
Lizzie.
We'll respond to the email and we'll ask them. My mom also pointed out that on the side of the tombstone, towards the top, there's an outline of a broken heart. Why a foot? I honestly have no idea. When I asked my mom about it, she said that when she'd been told the story, it was told that the lady had a son and that he was present while she was being burned. While she was burning, her leg rolled out of the flames and he picked it up and snuck away with it.
Oh.
That's weird. It's a weird thing for a son to do. Mm-hmm. But yeah, she also said, not to plug my own state, but Maine has some pretty good how awful-esque stories and Clearly. That story is, let's just talk about that story for a second. Yeah. Because that was amazing. Thank you for sending that.
First of all, beautifully written. Kudos.
I agree. So
you had our attention, you gave us the facts, and you provided multimedia experience.
Yeah, so I'll cut this out if she says no. But
yeah.
We will ask your permission, and if you say yes, you can find that with her credited on our Instagram.
Exactly. Man, that was cool. All right, she's got more, though, and now I'm pumped.
Yeah, I want you to read this.
All right, she listed some personal experiences. So, she said, my mom passed away at 45 in September 2012. First of all, our deepest condolences. Yeah. 45 is way too young. I thought 56 was too young. I've always loved the paranormal unexplained, but I've always been a bit of a skeptic. However, after she passed, I found myself believing more and being less skeptical. A couple days after her passing, I was helping my sister get my niece ready for them to go home. I had my niece on my hip and we were outside, and my niece was almost 2 and she was at that what's that stage. Aww. She pointed to my car and asked, what's that? And I said, that's Auntie's car. A few seconds later, she pointed to a tree and asked what it was. The two of us were standing over at the edge of the driveway by ourselves, and she pointed up at the sky and asked what it was. I told her that it was the sky and that Nana was up there. My niece waved up at the sky and said, night, night, Nana, before she blew a kiss.
My gosh.
As my niece was blowing the kiss up to the sky, I felt a hand run from my right shoulder across my back and gave me a reassuring pat on my left shoulder. I looked over my shoulder, thinking maybe my sister had walked up behind me and overheard me talking to my niece. But when I turned around, there was no one there. I'm convinced it was my mom letting me know it was okay.
Wow.
I believe that too, wholeheartedly.
You've had a lot of those kinds of experiences.
Definitely have.
I've heard a lot of that too with people like close.
They'll send signs,
family or friends
and
passing.
you'll know when to look for them for sure. She said, I also had an interesting experience with the first psychic medium I went and saw. It was almost a year after my mom had passed that I went and saw one. I went in with an open mind, but I definitely was harboring a little bit of skepticism. I remember walking into the room and sitting down and telling the lady my name, and instantly she was telling me how she felt a strong maternal presence with me. I immediately started crying because I knew she was there. After exchanging some pleasantries, she pointed over at my chest and was like, your mom wants you to know that she likes her tattoo. A few months before this meeting, I had one and got it. I think she meant I had went and got a tattoo on my chest in memory of my mom with her handwriting. And I had made sure that the shirt I wore to the appointment wasn't one that you could visibly see my tattoo. Ooh. So in other words, you had to know it was there to know I had it. That only produced more tears.
Yeah, I'm sure.
The woman then asked me if my mother had passed away from a head injury. I shook my head no, and she asked me if I was certain. I said yes. But then, of course, started to cry more because I hadn't shared with anyone at that point that I secretly wondered if the pulmonary embolism that was my mom's cause of death had originated in her brain. For weeks before my mom's passing, she had been having periods where she'd black out and or get dizzy. She complained of a headache and always feeling foggy. The night she died, she'd been trying to get into bed, and she lost her balance and fell forward, hitting her head off the side of the table that was next to her bed. I had wondered if her hitting her head had dislodged the clot and caused it to travel, but for the psychic to hone in on that was odd. Flash forward to a few years later, my aunt tells me that a psychic she saw told her my mom had died due to a head injury. I never told this aunt that I had gone to a psychic, let alone that my lady had told me the same thing. At the time that I went and saw the medium, I was also going to court with my brother and sister-in-law as the three of us were trying to secure a guardianship of Sophie. Oh, wow. We'll ask permission for this. She was 7 at the time our mom passed, and her father lives in Canada. My mom hadn't made out her will yet, but we did know that she didn't want Sophie living in Canada by herself with her father. She wanted my brother, his wife, and myself to bring her up if anything ever happened to her.
Wow.
So long story short, we were in court for almost a year, fighting to keep Sophie with us. On top of grieving the loss of my mom, who was my best friend, I was also worrying about if I was going to lose my little sister, who had been the only reason I'd gotten out of bed for the last year. I know.
Okay. Thanks for sharing that one. We're still getting through it.
Mm-hmm.
You're a bomb-ass sister, by the
Yeah,
way.
you are. All right.
Okay.
During my session with the psychic, she mentioned seeing a building of legal importance and that there was a child involved and we were fighting to keep her put, while there was someone fighting to take her from us. I nodded and confirmed what she said. She then proceeded to tell me that I didn't need to worry. Soph wasn't going to be going anywhere. She said that her father was going to do something that would make the judge see him for what he was. Wouldn't you know it, our final day in court, it came out that he'd lied under oath to the judge, and then right before the judge gave his ruling, it was pretty clear that he was about to grant us guardianship, and Sophie's dad came unglued. He started F-bombing the judge and yelling at us in the courtroom. It was enough that he had to be escorted from the room. Since the session with the psychic, I've seen one other one, and they've been eerily accurate about things. For instance, the second one I saw said that I was going to come into money. A few months later, the nursing home I work at gave all its employees bonuses based on years and hours they'd worked for the company. It was the first time they'd ever done something like it.
Wow. Also, thank you for doing that. It's a huge
God,
job. I know it's hard.
You sound like an awesome person.
Yeah, a real gem of a human being. Thank you.
I've also had some paranormal experiences at the nursing home. Oh, I am sure you have.
Snap.
Let's get it. All right.
Okay, no more crying. Let's get
no
into
more
scary
tears.
Stuff.
Dead old people. All right. There was this lady that I took care of, and I recovered so fast. And towards the end of her life, whenever we'd go into her room, it always felt like there was someone else in there with us. At night, when I'd be charting, I'd keep having to look over my shoulder at her doorway because it felt like someone was constantly watching you. One night, she started to scream, "Help, help," at the top of her lungs. I went running in there with the other aide I was working with, and I was like, "V, what's wrong? You're okay. Everything is okay." Just trying to calm her down because she was visibly shook. She whispers, "He's here. He's here. He's in this room. Help me."
Ew.
I moved around the bed and swept my arms through the air and said to her, "V, it's just us. See, I'm not touching anyone. It's just you and me." She clutches my hand and pulls me closer to her and goes, "No, he's still here. He's behind you." The hair on the back of my neck stood up and I instantly felt like I couldn't breathe.
I'm so uncomfortable.
Because in that moment, you could just feel this instant heaviness in the room, the feeling of being watched, and that heavy feeling lasted into the night she passed. The minute the funeral home came and picked up her body, and we went in to strip the bed and start gathering her belongings, the feeling was gone. It either died with her or it followed her to the funeral home. Either way, I've never felt that feeling in that room again.
Oh, God, that's so crazy.
This is the last bit.
Okay.
Recently, I was talking about a favorite patient of mine that had passed away, how he was a jokester and was always teasing me. I had my jacket on because I was getting ready to go on a break. I was standing at the nurse's desk, and there wasn't anyone behind me, beside me, or anything. And as I'm talking about my recently passed resident, I felt this hard tug on the back of my coat. I turned around, wondering if one of my wanderers had come up behind me, and there was no one.
Oh. Okay.
Good dang. Sophie, Lizzie, you took us on a ride.
You sure did.
But it's International Women's Day on our side of the world.
It is.
On this Monday that we are recording on. And Lizzie, you are definitely someone who needs to be honored on International Women's Day because holy crap, girl.
Seriously.
You are a warrior.
Yep.
You're absolutely essential.
Yes.
And we are honored that you give us even an hour or two of your time a week.
Yeah.
And that you took the time to write to us because you've got a lot on your shoulders. I hope you do things more than just listen to our stupid voices. For you, you're awesome.
Yes.
You're awesome.
And thank you for all the support.
Absolutely.
Really, really appreciate it.
And Sophie, I hope you are absolutely grateful and honored to have Lizzie as your sister because you've got a good role model and I'm sure you're pretty awesome too.
Yeah, sounds that way.
It does sound that way.
Alrighty.
Holy shirt balls.
That was fun.
That was fun.
Should we dive in?
Should we dive into demons and haunted artifacts?
Yeah, so I had haunted artifacts, which is a new
topic. I'm really excited about this.
I am too. I don't know if you've heard of this one. I had not.
Okay. Okay. Go ahead.
All right, so I'm going to kick it off.
Take it on a ride, Tanya.
Right, let's go. So, a home in South Yorkshire bursts into flames.
What?
It bursts into flames.
Flames?
In the middle of the night.
No.
The lounge room is charred black. Drapes and furniture reduced to ash.
This is very dramatic. I'm like, keep up this energy.
Are you
Keep up the
surprised?
energy.
Ron and May Hall lost everything
No!
except one singular item.
It's not a doll, is it?
A painting.
Oh, it's a painting.
Of a crying boy.
Oh, I don't like this.
Not even blackened by smoke.
Oh, nope, don't like this.
Note, this was not the first time a picture of a crying boy had been found amid the ashes of a torched home.
No! Did you see this?
I'm a good storyteller, aren't I?
No, I don't like it.
I'm so good at this. I'm so good at this. International Women's Day. Honor me. This has nothing to do with my womanhood.
No.
On September 4th, 1985.
Oh, okay.
We're in the 80s.
2 years before we're born.
Not that far off. The Sun, a British tabloid, as we all know.
Yeah, a shitty one. Murderers of Caroline Flack.
Yeah, those guys. Those fuckers. I always swear on this podcast. I'm sorry for those that might be offended.
That's okay.
I'm a sailor mouth.
That's okay. I think if you counted how many times I said bitch in the last episode, you would just lose
Do you want to
count.
formally apologize for saying
I am
bitch?
sorry. I have no idea why I said that so many times. It was like, all right, we get it.
Bitch.
Apparently I was feeling very Jesse Pinkman in the last episode.
You were on one. It's all good.
I was on one. I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. I enjoyed it.
Ugh.
All right, so the Sun, they reported that an Essex firefighter discovered undamaged copies of a particular painting found amongst the ruins of at least 15 burned down homes across the UK. All of these, said fires, started spontaneously without a proper reason for them to have ignited to begin with.
So it's an arson painting. The painting is an arson.
Several paintings featuring crying children were available for purchasing during the 1950s through the 1970s. The legend was sparked by the Sun's claims that the particular crying boy painting was haunted. So the Sun claimed this, and this is what sparked this haunted artifact lore, if you will. Because I think a haunted artifacts kind of categorized as lore as well.
Got it.
It didn't help matters that the painting's artist, an Italian painter by the name of Giovanni Bergolin?
I only know one Giovanni, and it is Giovanni Ribisi.
He is a saint, as far
he
as
a
we know.
saint?
I don't know. I haven't heard anything bad. Hopefully that sticks.
Oh.
This is why we can't have nice things. Can't trust men.
No, we can't trust men ever.
International Women's Day.
Yes. No men. It's Abolish Men Day.
So anyway,
That's
Giovanni, he was difficult to pin down. For many years, no one could find any information on him. Rumors spread that he painted hundreds of crying children, many of them street kids, in either Italy or Spain. Then in 2000, a book called Haunted Liverpool claimed that in 1995, a well-respected school teacher named George Mallory discovered that the painter was actually someone named Franco Seville.
Franco?
Franco.
Wait. I can't do it.
Franco
Franco?
Seville.
Franco?
If we really want to get Quebecois
Franco?
on your asses. Franco Seville.
Oy,
Oy. Bino. It was said that one of the street kids he painted was a boy named Don Bonillo, who accidentally started a fire, killing his parents in Spain. From then on, wherever the boy went, a fire followed, prompting his nickname Diablo.
Firestarter. Twisted Firestarter.
Some believe the boy was adopted against the will of a priest and was abused by the painter.
Okay.
In the 1970s, the boy was consumed by fire as well in an explosion caused by a car accident.
No.
He was older then. He was an adult.
Too much fire.
A journalist by the name of Dr. David Clark researched the legend for 14 times.
14 times?
Not 14 like the number 14, but like the newspaper is called 14.
14, like
Times.
a teenager.
No, it's spelled Fortean. It's really confusing.
I don't like
it's
that.
a terrible name for
No, I hate that.
for the Times.
No, that's a bad one.
Anyway, for a publication, and found there are a few holes in this story. Giovanni Bergolin and Franco Seville seem to have been some of a few pseudonyms for a Spanish painter named Bruno Amadeo. And Clark could not find evidence that George Mallory, the teacher who claimed this story about Franco Seville, nor the child, Don Bonillo, ever existed.
Okay.
Amadeo likely painted 20 to 30 of these crying boys after training in Venice after World War II, prints of which were sold in department stores through the 1970s. Another artist, Anna Zinkison, had a similar series of crying children paintings that were regarded as equally cursed.
Zinkison.
One owner of these cursed paintings was a woman named Jane McCutcheon. She had hung her print in her living room during the 1980s, and while cleaning her kitchen, she found that her drapes, blinds, and curtains were spontaneously ablaze.
Jesus.
Luckily, her and her family escaped unscathed, but her home was completely destroyed, except for a single painting that hung untouched in her living room.
No, crying boy.
The painting of the crying boy.
No crying boys in this house.
When the firefighters arrived at the scene, she claimed that one of them said out loud upon seeing the solitary painting, "Oh no, not another."
Not this again.
Yes. Other experiences with the painting and fires were a woman in Surrey lost her house to a fire 6 months after buying the painting. 2 sisters in Kilburn had fires in their homes after buying a copy of the painting. One sister even claimed to have seen her painting sway backwards and forwards on the wall. A concerned woman on the Isle of Wight attempted to burn her painting without success and then went on to suffer a run of bad luck. A gentleman in Nottingham who possessed a print of the painting lost his home and his family was injured in an accident. A pizza parlor. Pizza. A pizza parlor in Norfolk was destroyed, including every painting on its walls except for the crying boy. I just punched the table, sorry.
You did nothing.
Very passionate about this story. I use my hands when I talk a lot, so I just wave my hands around.
Italian in you.
So just imagine me waving my hands the whole time I'm talking to you.
She's very, very expressive. When she tells stories,
my whole body.
If she explains what she's wearing, then she has to mime what it is that she has on. Mm-hmm. And I don't just mean like she's miming a t-shirt. Like she's miming putting a t-shirt on and pulling on pants and putting on socks. That's what's happening.
Yeah, it's a dance.
There you go.
So all of these stories sparked a frenzy. The Sun requested people send them their crying boy paintings to be destroyed.
Oh, okay.
Their office was swamped with these paintings, set to be burned in bonfires. The Sun capped the hype of the legend in an article released on Halloween 1985.
Dummies.
With the headline, "Crying Flame."
Is that why they're cursed? Is that why they're a terrible
Probably.
publication?
The paper claimed to dissolve the curse once and for all with a bonfire, burning sackfuls of paintings, which were sent to them by the public in response to their call. The bonfire blazed near the River Thames, supposedly dissolving the curse into smoke.
Okay.
The Sun quoted a fire officer who said with relief, quote, "I think there will be many people who can breathe a little easier now." End quote.
Okay.
To play devil's advocate a little bit,
Okay.
it was proven that at least one of the paintings was varnished with a fire-retardant solution. The string holding the painting up burned, causing the painting to fall off the wall and land face down, further protecting it from burning.
Got it.
Although there doesn't seem to be a proper explanation for the other paintings or proof that they were also varnished similarly, but probably safe to assume.
Probably.
Said that funny. I said it cute.
You said it cute. He's cute. It's adorable.
But anyway, many believe the tale that this painting's curse is a ploy for revenge after the children had suffered abuse. Do you want to see a picture of one?
Oh, is it going to haunt me? Oh, he's got that boo-boo lip.
Yeah, he's crying. That's another one of the
Why would you
boys.
want to own this?
People are weird, man.
I mean, they're cute.
People are weird. So there was like multiple paintings. It wasn't just one singular painting, right? But it was like this painter's
Same painter?
curse. Yes, same painter painted multiple
Crying boys.
paintings of these crying boys.
Was he the one that molested these boys?
That's the story.
Oh, okay.
Is that that's why they were crying.
Oh, okay.
Because they had been abused, and they had cursed the paintings because he was
The
profiting
abuser.
off
Okay.
of, yeah. So that's the speculation. Do you want to hear my resources?
I sure do.
Okay. Wikipedia.
Duh.
Atlas Obscura article called "A Painting of a Crying Boy Was Blamed for a Series of Fires in the 80s" by Natalie Zarelli. An Exemplar article called "The Curse of the Crying Boy Painting"
No.
by Anne Carney.
I love that none of your resources are the Sun.
No, F that.
F the Sun.
I don't
No
believe
credit
it.
to
They
the Sun.
basically created this lore.
Of course they did, because they create a lot of misconceptions.
Which is very interesting to me when I get very, if you can't tell when I tell my stories, I get very passionate
You
about
do.
the media's involvement in what we interpret
Yes.
as the truth.
Yes. The media, it brainwashes a lot of people. A lot of people into believing things that are not true. Tabloids, specifically.
This is why I'm an advocate for doing your research.
Yeah.
Finding proper resources.
Don't just read a tabloid or read the Daily Mail or read a tweet and blindly believe it.
Right.
Do your research.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dang it. I know. I was like, do we have any pictures of crying boys? We have a picture of Harry Styles suffering from hay fever.
He's smile crying.
Yeah.
He's so happy and cute.
He's so happy and cute?
Yeah.
Okay. What is happy and cute?
Happy and cute.
What is that?
It's happy cute.
Oh, okay. I love it. Sounds kind of German. Happy and cute.
I was kind of going with it.
Okay.
Do we have any German listeners? We do.
I'm sure we do.
They don't interact with us, though. Anyway. Yes. Copenhagen.
Oh,
fuck.
I worked very closely with a German girl.
Yes.
And she taught me a whole lot of things I didn't like and that made me uncomfortable.
Like what?
Like the true pronunciation of Gouda.
Gouda?
Gouda.
I would have never.
It is not Gouda, it is Gouda.
I have never.
And I found that out because she always had these little Sammies they were basically just bread and cheese and stuff. And I was like, what's on your sandwich today, Yenica? And she was like, yeah, her name was Yenica. And she was like, oh, this one is, it's bread and Gouda. And I was like, what?
Gouda?
What kind of cheese is that? And she was like, ugh, well, I guess you'd call it Gouda. And I was like, nope, hate that, reject it. Gouda?
Gouda?
No.
That's a loaded piece of toast.
Props to Meghan Markle. That is a loaded piece of toast. That's my new favorite saying.
We are halfway through watching.
We are not even halfway.
No, but we're part of the way through watching the Meghan and Harry Oprah interview because we couldn't watch it live yesterday because we don't have live TV.
We don't have cable.
We were like, let's start it while we're eating dinner before we record, and then we're gonna finish it after we record. But send us your thoughts because I have so many thoughts. Oh my God,
so many thoughts.
And I just want to talk to people about it.
We will talk more in depth about it next week when it's not topical anymore. But
we're gonna keep it topical.
But Meghan Markle has made herself a meme with that's a loaded piece of toast.
That's my favorite new thing ever.
That is.
That's a loaded piece of toast.
That's a loaded piece of toast.
Anyway, thank you for Gouda.
Gouda. Yeah.
Hi, buddy. You're so handsome. Is that NHRC? Is he?
Anyway. I got demones.
Yeah, tell me about your demones.
Demones. So, this should ring a bell to you. It should. I don't know if it will, but I will also tell you. So, in November, you challenged. I don't remember if you remember the challenge.
I did.
Yes, you challenged me to find a modern day demon possession.
And you think I might know this one?
Yes, definitely, because I was here when we both learned about this at the same time during quarantine.
Oh me, oh my. I don't know what it is.
So, in November 2011, LaToya Ammons, or Ammons.
I do know
I think
this
it's
one.
Ammons. LaToya Ammons, her mother, Rosa Campbell, and her 3 children, then ages 7, 9, and 12, moved into a house located at 3860 Carolina Street in Gary, Indiana.
Oh, snap. So this is the house that we started talking about.
Demon house,
with
yes,
Joey.
Exactly. So days after the family moved in, they claimed black flies swarmed the porch in the middle of December and kept returning even after the family believed they were killed.
Oh.
Rosa and LaToya heard footsteps coming up from the basement every night and doors creaking. Later, she alleged to have witnessed a shadowy figure of a man pacing in the living room and found a boot print. Rosa claimed she was choked by an unknown force. Ammon's 12-year-old daughter allegedly levitated above her bed unconscious during a sleepover with a friend. The children prayed until the girl returned to the bed. The daughter had no memory of the incident. The older son was allegedly thrown across the room by an unknown force. The younger son allegedly had his eyes roll into the back of his head and was growling, saying, "It's time to die, and I will kill you."
Oh, sure.
The family would perform various rituals, saging the house, drawing crosses on the kids' hands and feet with olive oil, and various other religious rituals. None of this worked. Things apparently only got worse. They claimed the children's eyes would bulge, their voices would deepen, and they'd have evil smiles. The 7-year-old apparently even spoke to a child that wasn't there. The family reached out to their physician on April 19th, 2012. When he visited the house during the supposed haunting, he noted their behavior was delusional. Someone from his office contacted police. After the police arrived, the children were taken to the hospital. The older boy was described as acting rationally, while the younger boy screamed and thrashed.
Oh, God. This story is so messed up.
It is. In 2012, the Department of Child Services, or DCS, was alerted to the family. The DCS believed that the children were performing for their mother. Sensational stories published in outlets such as the New York Daily News reported that DCS personnel had allegedly witnessed the youngest boy walking up the wall backwards. 37-year-old police captain Charles Austin believed paranormal activity occurred in the house. A photo published by the Indianapolis Star claimed to show a shadowy figure when no one was home. The family hired Father Michael... I don't know how to say his last name. Father Michael...
Medusa?
Maginot?
Magone.
Maginot.
Maginot?
Yes.
Magano.
Father Michael Magano.
I'm
sure,
just making
it's probably
that up.
wrong.
I'm
to
saying
perform
that
an exorcism.
with confidence.
He interviewed the family on April 22nd, 2012, and concluded they were being tormented by demons. He eventually performed 3 exorcisms, 2 in English and 1 in Latin.
Ah, yes, it's demons.
It's demons. 1 exorcism was performed on LaToya Ammons. The Ammons family moved to Indianapolis in 2012, after which the events were said to have stopped.
Izzy, shh. No, not your turn.
A physician had been skeptical of the entire incident and failed to witness any paranormal incidents. Izzy!
Come here. Come over here. We were kind of
Come on. In his medical notes, he wrote, delusions of ghost in home and hallucinations.
You have emotion sniffing your fingers.
Ammon's children had a it's just a wet nose. Ammon's children had a history of irregular school attendance, with a complaint filed against Ammons in 2009. In 2012, she blamed her children's continued irregular attendance on the purported demonic activities. According to skeptical investigator Joe Nickel, Police Chief Charles Austin was an admitted believer in the supernatural, including ghosts. Nickel reported that the photo published by the Indianapolis Star and captioned "Photo by Hammond Police" was, according to the Hammond Police Chief, not an official photo and was not taken by Hammond Police authorities. Nickel also interviewed a number of witnesses and concluded that there was a number of non-supernatural explanations for the claimed supernatural events. Charles Reed, the landlord, stated he had never experienced any supernatural events at the house. His prior tenants also claimed to never have such experiences. At the time, Ammons was behind on lease and used the claimed paranormal activities to avoid payments. The tenant, who moved in after Ammons, had not noticed any paranormal events either. Reed believed the events were a hoax. The children were interviewed by psychologists, and several professionals concluded the children were acting deceptively and in accordance with their mother's beliefs. Tracy Wright, a psychologist, noted that the youngest son acted possessed whenever he was challenged or was asked questions that he did not wish to answer.
Interesting.
Yep. So Zac Bagans.
Oh,
Zac Bagans of Ghost Adventures would later purchase the house and make a documentary about the Ammons and the house itself. Demon House is available to stream and draw your own conclusion from. He'd later have the house demolished.
We did watch this in quarantine.
We did.
Pre-podcast.
Yes. So I'll get my resources and then we'll discuss.
Yes.
My resources were He Walked Up the Wall, the modern demon possession case that rocked the world.
Izzy's like, wow!
It was a The Blaze article, and obviously Wikipedia.com and Demon House.
Izzy, come here.
So, the actual story, whole lot different than what Zac Bagans said it was.
Yes, that's fair enough.
He made it sound like everybody who came in contact with the house had a horrible experience, very paranormal, including the squatters.
Right.
I mean, he did note that the squatter didn't seem to be telling the truth. I'll give him that. There was no mention of the altar that was buried under the stairs.
No. Well, was there?
No.
Oh.
None.
No. There's just like random artifacts.
I don't remember entirely if it was a claim that LaToya was the one that did it or if it was somebody prior and that was what caused the activity.
Sure.
But that being said, it sounds like there is a lot of logical explanations again for this tale. Remember when Zac tried to speak to the Ammons family, they refused to speak to him.
Right.
And he was only able to talk to the social worker that apparently came to examine the Ammons family.
Right.
And she was apparently traumatized. Again, she could have been a paid actress.
Right.
There's not enough. I am not saying here or there whether or not Zac pays people to fabricate stories or not. I don't know.
Should we call Joey and ask him if he's had any experiences there?
At the demon house? We should. Will he answer the phone?
Yeah.
All right, so you're going to be on the podcast, Joseph. Yeah, here we go. Joseph Morales. You know him. You love him. He doesn't know he's about to be on a podcast.
It's all of us as soon as I answer.
Yeah, it's early. He's awake.
He's definitely awake. See if he answers.
Hello.
Hi.
What's up?
So you're on the podcast right now.
Oh, what's
Hi,
up?
Joseph.
We were just talking about. Sorry, I totally did not warn you, and I just called you. Do you have a minute?
Yeah, sure.
It's just a minute. We won't take a lot of your time.
No, just a minute. Do you remember? We're talking about the demon house.
Yes.
Do you have any memories at the demon house?
Oh, like there? I've never actually been there. Like that's the other crazy thing.
Oh,
is,
you just like knew where it was and you passed it, right?
I grew up like a mile away,
Right.
and then saw the staircase at the museum.
Right.
Right.
Who was it that had? Was it Josh, one of our
Yeah,
friends?
it was Josh Drake.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
that's what I thought.
Josh Drake touched it. Like he literally went up and like touched the butt.
Oh, I love it.
No, my topic was demon possession, so I was doing the Ammons family
Oh wow.
that lived there. But there's a lot of things that don't line up to what Zac Bagans claimed.
Oh,
So
interesting.
Yeah.
So you'll have to listen and to hear the full story.
Does that mean he's a liar?
it could mean he's a liar because all the other residents outside of the Ammons family said they never felt anything. Nothing ever happened there.
Well, do you think that?
Interesting.
Well,
Yeah.
sorry, Joey, while you're on the phone. Do you think that, because you said that maybe LaToya built an altar, isn't an altar something that you had told me is like part of the Wiccan practice?
It is.
Could she have maybe opened up something by using an altar? Is that possible?
She could have.
Okay. Just
She could
wondering.
have.
Anyway.
Anyway, sorry we tugged you into it.
Sorry to bother you.
You two are delightful.
You know what? You're delightful.
And Nikki's like listening to everything too, and just giggling.
Oh, I love it. Nikki Nicole.
Put us on speakerphone.
You're on speaker.
Hi.
Hi. How
my
you
God.
are listening to the delightful voice of the How Awful opening credits voice.
We're recording right now. You're on the podcast. We were talking about a story that Joey had mentioned while he was here, and so I was like, "Wait, let's call Joey and see if he has any stories to further this story." But hi, this is Nikki. Nikki is the creator of our intro song, and her beautiful voice is "How Awful" at the beginning.
Yeah.
Oh, hello, friends.
Oh, I miss you so much.
Oh.
We both.
I
Hey,
love
she's
you.
vaccinated. We can see her.
That's true.
She's not sure yet.
We're all still wary. We're like, oh, friends. Is that a thing?
Friendship.
Wow.
But for real, I'm vaccinated now, so let me physically come on to your podcast.
Yes.
Thank you for letting my voice be on the podcast.
Oh my
Hello,
God, yes,
everyone.
yes,
Oh my
yes,
God,
yes, yes. No,
yes.
yes.
Seriously, we need to like figure out a time and we'll do like a guest episode with you.
A guest episode.
Yes, I love it.
Do you have any crazy stories?
Oh, yes.
Oh.
Oh my God, Bethany and I both, or B and I just like plugged our eyes out at each other.
So fun.
Oh my God, I can't wait.
Anyway,
Yes,
we'll
we're gonna
let
do
you
that.
get back to your evening.
Yes, we'll let you guys go. Anyway, we just wanted to bug Joey with that question.
I love it. Well, thank you for kind of having me.
Yes, of course.
I love
We
you.
love you both.
Sorry, I didn't have better stories.
It's okay.
We love you.
Our listeners loved you, so that they're probably just happy to hear your voice.
I'm gonna have him send me that picture that he took touching the house though. Like
Yeah.
his eyes look all demoned out. It's kind of scary.
Oh,
Great.
crazy.
Yeah, ask him if we can post it.
Yeah, will do.
Okay, love you guys.
Thank you. Love you.
Bye.
Bye.
See you tomorrow, Joe.
Yeah.
Bye. I love that he's just like, oh fuck, something's wrong. At
something's
work.
wrong at work.
So I probably just made his stomach drop.
Probably.
Sorry. Isn't that sad that we're friends and when I call him, he's probably like, oh no.
Oh no, I know. He gets the boss drops. Like I'm friends with my boss, and every time she texts me, I'm like, oh god, something's wrong, and it's always like a meme or a joke.
Yeah.
It's never actually anything.
Anyway.
Yeah. So that
He didn't have too much to
no,
offer, but
he was still a nice little break.
that was
It's
a
fine.
surprise for both of us. That was a surprise guest that we didn't expect.
Yeah.
That was just spontaneous.
We love a surprise guest.
Yeah. Anyway.
Anyway, we didn't have long topics, but
No.
still, what's our next topic?
Oh, well, let's talk about something wonderful first.
Oh, okay.
Tell me something wonderful.
You go first.
Okay.
You got one.
I watched a couple movies yesterday.
No, that wasn't it. Okay, go ahead.
I do got one?
Yes.
Oh, I have a new job.
Yeah,
oh my
there
god,
it
I
is.
completely forgot.
She can't tell you anything about it, but it's
No.
cool.
It's really cool, guys.
She can tell you about it after.
Yeah. I mean, it's already been announced what it is, but I don't really want people like, no offense. I love all you guys, but if, we blow up, I don't want people stalking my show. Yeah, I got a new job. It's at Warner Brothers. That's all I got. It's not for Warner Brothers. People don't understand that because I work at a studio, that I work for that studio.
We can call your new boss Hakuna Matata.
Anyway, but
he's legit.
this is going to be
No, he's an Oscar winner.
Is he?
Yes.
Oh, well, whatever. Anyway, I'm very excited about this show. It's gonna be, I think, a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
I think it'll be a hit show. It's gonna be on
And it's
HBO.
at a really cool studio that's
Mhm.
really close to home.
So it's like 2 back-to-back shows that I'm super excited about. The one
Yes,
that we're
that
wrapping this week that I'm
is
finishing up on is
Great.
gonna
It's
be awesome.
I am not typically overly enthused, neither are you,
No.
about the shows that you work on, their jobs. That's great. But this
Yeah.
one, oh my God. Wait till she can tell you about it. The cast, the story, it's going to be hilarious. Everyone's going to love it. I think it's going to be
Yeah.
everybody's new, like, The Good Place or just some, like, ridiculous show to watch.
When they set the premiere date, I'll tell everybody what show it was.
Yeah.
Same with this one.
Yeah.
This one might take a longer time because it's very VFX heavy, but it's dope. I'm so pumped. But yeah, How Wonderful, I was gonna say, which
Sorry,
besides
go
that,
ahead.
no, I'm
Movies,
just gonna
movies,
add
go
on to
ahead.
that because I do want to shout this movie out. I watched a Netflix documentary called Crip Camp,
Mm-hmm.
which is about like a summer camp that was held for people with disabilities.
Oh, I think I've heard about this.
It is so good. You should watch it. You would really like it.
I will.
It's really sweet and it's really inspiring. And it
Crib or Crip?
Crip.
Crip with a P.
Yes.
Got it.
Crip Camp. But it is so good. It's eye-opening.
Yeah.
It's something like, when you look at a group of, I know some disabled people, but
Definitely.
not a lot of disabled people. I
Right.
have disabled people in my family.
Yep.
And it's interesting because, I'm not super close with this person in my family, but I'm used to her particular disability.
Right.
And her speech is impaired.
Yeah.
But she's lovely and she seems
lovely.
like a rad human being. But I thought that watching this movie, it opened my eyes up even more
Mm-hmm.
than like I say with the race card, like I'm not exempt because I have Black people in my family.
Right.
Just as much as I'm not exempt because I have
Disabled
people in
Exactly.
my family. I am very ignorant to what it must be like
Right.
to be disabled. And I think this is a really cool opportunity to watch a movie and be like, they're just like us.
Mm-hmm.
They just express it differently.
Yeah. They can feel and think. They're just like us.
And it's an Obama movie.
Of course it is.
They're like one of their produced documentaries.
Awesome. Where is it available?
Netflix.
Cool. Crip Camp.
Crip Camp. It's so good. Please watch it. It was eye-opening for me.
Yeah.
I imagine it will be eye-opening for others.
Definitely. Gonna watch
So
it.
anyway, new job, Crip Camp. Check it out.
Sweet.
What's your How Wonderful?
My How Wonderful is I'm very, very picky with books. I read a lot of books.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, I read a lot of books, but very rarely am I like, this book is good. And at the encouragement of Tanya and Kristen, I picked up Time Traveler's Wife, and I'm about almost 200 pages into that, and I'm obsessed with it. It's so good.
So I haven't actually read this book.
I know you saw the movie and you
For the
loved
record,
the movie.
yeah. The movie
I
is
haven't
fun.
seen the movie. I know what it's about. I
You're gonna
know
love it.
it's Rachel McAdams and Eric Bana. I know that. So I'm like picturing them while I'm reading it. It's making it easier to read it. But the story is so good. It's so solid. It's like, it's a normal story with this abnormal twist to it. And it's so good.
It's like my favorite.
It's so
thing.
good. There's a whimsy to it.
Yeah.
And we love whimsy in this house.
What a beautiful story.
I had another. My coming up, how wonderful.
Yeah.
Is our friend Jamie has access to the celebrity stand up to cancer British Bake Off episodes
What?
that we haven't been able to watch. So the one that like just aired, that's James McAvoy's in, we get to watch, and the one with John Lithgow we get to watch, and we love Great British Bake Off in this house because we're not heathens. And
it's so good. It's so
and
warm.
I don't understand why they don't put the stand up to cancer episodes on Netflix, because they're the celebrity bake-offs, and it's all these celebrities who don't know how to bake, and it's so pure and delightful, and now we
Yeah.
get to watch them all.
I wonder if there's like some kind of contract
It's probably
issue
it's probably something.
with distribution. I don't
Maybe.
know, not to be boring.
But there's a ton of episodes, and we get to watch them. We're gonna start watching them on Wednesday. Oh
Great.
no, now on Wednesday, because we're watching movies on Wednesday. But
well, if we have time.
yeah, maybe one.
Wednesday's our Friday now. My last day of work on this
It's
show is
true.
Wednesday.
Woo! We both have a Wednesday, Friday. Cool.
Yes. That is
Anyway,
wonderful.
Yeah, so we get to watch something delightful. Since our most delightful Somebody Feed Phil is on indefinite hiatus until this virus lets him travel.
Did you see that Zac Efron show Down to Earth is going to come back for season 2?
It is. It didn't particularly excite me, but it was.
Yeah.
I appreciated what he was doing,
I did too.
and if it makes Zach happy, go ahead, Zach.
Yeah, 2 straight white men traveling the world. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
Phil's also a straight white man traveling the world.
But he's Jewish.
he's Jewish. Isn't Zac Efron Jewish?
Yes.
But it's in Australia, so
Yeah.
they're allowed to travel in Australia.
Zach's doing it on Australia.
Yeah. And
That's
isn't
what
his-
Phil should do.
Isn't his girlfriend Australian? Or
His
fiance?
fiance?
Yeah.
Yes, she is.
That makes sense.
That's smart of him. Phil should go to Australia and New Zealand.
in New Zealand. What's he doing?
What is he doing?
Phil?
Philip?
Philip? Can you hear
Philip?
us? We'll tag him in this.
Philip Rosenthal.
Please go to
Go to
Australia.
Australia and New Zealand,
So you
where
can
you
give
can
us-
fly free and
Yes.
eat the foods.
Give us a new season of Somebody Feed Phil.
Seriously.
It's the most wonderful thing in the world.
Somebody feed,
We should just talk about-
somebody feed.
We should just talk about Somebody Feed Phil.
Somebody feed Phil.
Every how wonderful.
Yes.
I'm mixing up two parts.
It's like,
Go ahead.
what's gonna happen? Let's find
What's
out.
gonna happen? What's it gonna be?
Paranormal.
Oh, jelly. Celebrity death.
Ooh, interesting.
Ooh, interesting.
Ooh, child.
B picked our most popular topic.
Yeah, it's our favorite, but it's so hard
It is.
because
Can you explain why? Because I don't think people
Okay.
understand how hard it is.
paranormal is a really hard topic because there is not a lot of information on the internet. You have to watch stuff in order to really learn. You can find about
Yeah.
out about history, and they'll be like, "Yep, this place is haunted," but they don't give you like. There's no details. You need details. It's so hard, so you end up having to do research by watching, and that takes time.
Yeah, and I think like what I've done too is like go down Reddit rabbit holes.
Oh, I haven't explored Reddit. I should.
Reddit is a great resource because it's like actual people's stories. And you know what?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know how much truth. It's not like a valid resource.
Yeah.
But it's fun for a podcast.
It's people paranormal, I wouldn't say is necessarily a valid topic. It is all based on personal experience. So it's very specific.
yeah, and it's also very loose.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's like both. It's like
Yeah.
it's a double-edged sword, but we love it.
Oh, fun fact today, and you can put this in or you can't. So I have been on and off writing a vampire novel for several years, literally since I was 23.
This is not where I was
I
expecting
know.
this to go.
And I've been recently reworking it because it reads like a 23-year-old wrote it.
I loved it when I was 23.
Yeah,
I read it.
exactly.
Yeah.
But it needs some fixing so it doesn't sound like Twilight Part 2. Anyway, So I've been doing that, and I was researching because it takes place in Evanston, Illinois.
Yeah.
Because Evanston is creepy AF.
Yeah.
So I was researching houses, and I found the vampire house. It's going to be based off of it, but it's an actual house that I think maybe was haunted. So maybe I should do it.
Ooh.
But we'll see. Hold on. I'm gonna Google. I'm gonna show you this house. You're gonna be like, "That is what the hell? That's a vampire's house."
Spoopy.
It is.
Ew, that is spoopy.
Isn't it cool?
How cliche of them to live in a creepy house.
Well, they yeah, of course.
I mean, I'm saying that in a good way.
No, you're not.
No, yes, I am.
It's very cool.
It's creepy.
It's got creepy vibes.
No, but I think if you make a joke about it in the book, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's funny.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
like,
yeah.
Obvious.
Of
like,
course.
Of course you live here.
Of course they do, because it's cliche. I mean, there's definitely still some vampire cliches in there, because the whole point of the book is that it's exploring different races. I'm not giving away too much, but different races of vampires, because every different culture has their idea of vampires.
Yeah.
And they're all different. So what if all of those different vampires existed as races?
Right.
And, the American idea of a vampire is very cliche.
Yeah,
so
it is.
They're
the American is cliche.
Exactly.
Dope.
Yeah, so we'll see. I don't know.
It.
That was interesting. That was fun for me today.
I always really liked that story, too.
Well, I'm hoping that I can make it good, make it sellable.
Scrounge it up. Do you want to give them the spiel where they can find us?
know this never goes well. Let me try. Test me. All right. Here we go. I'm going to get this wrong. I can already feel it in my brain.
I'll babysit you.
So, if you go to howawful.com, no. howawfulpodcast.com. Sorry.
It's okay.
Take two. Howawfulpodcast.com. You can find all of the things, all of the places that we are located. And those places, in case you're lazy, are Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, which we have, where we have the most followers that don't interact with us, and YouTube. If you want to share some transcripted episodes, there's only 7. There will be more. We suck. For your hard of hearing friends, you can send them the YouTube link, and they can read along. We tried to transcribe it as accurately as we can.
I think the transcriptions are almost amusing.
They're almost funnier. You can send us all of your stories. As you can see, they're fun. We read them on the podcast. Your paranormal stories, your medium stories, your hometown lore stories, your murder stories. Really, any stories.
By the way,
what?
Side note.
I
was about to just pitch again the alien abduction stories.
We
got an email from a woman named Lisa.
I don't think she actually listens to us.
I don't think she actually listens to us, which is why we didn't read this email to begin with. I think she's actually trying to plug her book.
Yes. That she was abducted. And it sounds like quite a tale.
She was abducted.
She's pretty angry about it.
She's going on different platforms to say, hey, I'm a resource.
Yeah.
I want to help you cope with having been abducted.
Yeah.
Because it was traumatizing for her.
Yeah.
And like, as awesome as that is for her.
We don't think we're the platform for this particular lady.
No, because like I said in the last episode, we take the piss out of everything.
Yeah.
Or at least we try not to with serious subjects, but.
Yeah.
But, we didn't want to make her feel like she wasn't to be made fun of.
No.
Or anything like that. Because I think we just don't take things very seriously.
Correct.
She's very serious. But if you are interested in reading her book, which I will shout it out because she did write to us.
Yes.
And I think that's cool. She wrote a book called Abducted and Furious, How I Fought Back and How You Can Too, a true story by Lisa O'Hara. Yeah.
So you can look that up if you're interested in her tale. We won't get into it because it's her story to tell.
Yeah, exactly.
But if you want to send us a story, you can send it to howawfulpodcast. Nope. Yes. howawfulpodcast@gmail.com. Yes, you can. I got self-conscious. howawfulpodcast@gmail.com. You can send it on over there. And if you want to give us your money, which I encourage you to do.
Not all of it. It's literally, so there's like 2 subscriptions. You can do $5 a month. You can do $10 a month. You could do $1 a month if you actually really just felt like supporting us.
Yeah, you could.
It's basically, Patreon is a platform where business owners like ourselves, which we're trying to create a business out of this.
Right.
Use to get support from either, listeners
Yeah.
or fans or supporters of any kind.
Right.
To create a kind of community.
Right.
Within those listeners and those people. So it's not like we're asking for all of your money. It's a small amount. But if you like what you're hearing and you want to be involved,
and you can afford a few pennies a month,
yeah,
to give to us, to support us, to keep this podcast going.
We super appreciate everybody that has become a patron. Thank you,
Yeah.
thank you. Honestly, right now we're paying for the podcast.
We are.
And it's free.
Yep.
This is free work for us. You guys are paying for our subscription services. You guys are paying for.
Yep.
The equipment is almost paid for.
That's freaking awesome.
You guys are amazing, and we're going to start.
Absolutely. What I was gonna say is now is the time to join Patreon, because in April we are hoping to have our first video up when my brother comes to visit and we get to go on a haunted tour. Maybe we'll even take some video of us returning to the Los Feliz murder house.
Oh, that'd be cool.
So
I can film that. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So
or we could have somebody.
It's time to stay tuned, because we're gonna have some actual video footage to share to you, and that is on patreon.com/howawfulpodcast.
Yes.
Go there, give us some pennies. We will give you content.
And honestly, the more patrons we have,
the more content we'll produce.
Yeah, because I think we are already kind of like, oh my gosh, we need to put more stuff up there, because we are excited about all the people that are joining. Right now, it's a lot of blog entries, videos.
Yeah. Extra resources material.
Yeah. We haven't posted ourselves yet, but we are dying to. So
we are going to, and for those of you who don't know what we look like, you'll learn.
We're just, to be honest with you, I'm a little nervous about that.
I am.
So like
it erases your anonymity.
Yeah, I'm working up to it. So
but we're gonna get there. It'll happen either the end of April, early May, when a video will go up. We'll need time to edit it. That's why.
Yeah.
And he's not coming to the end of April, but you'll meet my brother on the podcast before you'll see him in a video. Just please remember, this is my brother. Please don't send me comments and emails about your crush on him. I've dealt with this my whole life.
I never had a crush on Nathan.
She's the only one. I don't want to hear it. We get it. He's cute. Thank you. End of story.
Oh, man.
Anyway. We hope you enjoyed Kristen.
Yeah.
Last episode.
She's cute, too.
She's cute, too. And she is Through My Eyes photography on Instagram.
Creations.
Sorry. She is Through My Eyes photo creations. Through My Eyes photo creations on Instagram.
Yeah, check her out. She's awesome.
You should.
We already plugged her last week, but we're plugging her again.
We're plugging her again because there's never too many times to plug. Anyway.
We've been rambling today.
We have been rambling today. You know what we never do? We never plug our personal Instagrams. Do you want to do that?
Sure. I'm tsavard18.
And I am BBEE Rose 87.
Follow us.
Follow us for stuff.
Oh, God, I got nervous.
We post a lot of stories.
You're just going to see a lot of political shit.
You're going to see a lot of political shit, and you're going to see a lot of assistance.
Yeah, that's
You can also follow Marsh Moosh.
Marsh_Moosh. Is Moosh's Instagram.
He is the prettier assistant. And that's saying something because our other assistant is gorgeous.
Wow.
Anyway, we are just rambling. So who are you?
I'm Moosh. Who are you?
No, you're not Moosh. Who are you?
I wish.
Who are you?
Lives the life.
Who are you?
I'm Tanya Lee, I guess.
And I'm B. And insert Nikki Lou saying...
How awful.
Yay!
Oh, man. Okay.
I will always love you like I should.
Why?
I'll send up a prayer for you.
Is this for me?
Yeah, I don't know.
You're such a songstress.
I am. My dad'd be proud.
Wow.
As always, we've been B and Tanya Lee. Our logo was created by MJ Savard, and our theme music courtesy of Nikki Lou.